filthy four. I can't take it anymore. Watching Smackdown live on Tuesdays with the Choppin Block Express, and we are never going back to TNA.
Yeah, everybody, it is the Filthy Tom Lawlor Show here, Figure 4 Daily. It is November 14, 2018, figure4online.com/wrestlingobserver.com. What a 24 hours it's been, Tom, for the A show here on the site as we cover SmackDown.
You're talking about Dave and Garrett?
As we cover SmackDown here, the SmackDown review on this website. So much stuff to talk about. Becky Lynch, Daniel Bryan, how right I was all those months ago about Daniel Bryan and that damn baby. Saw it coming months ago, this psychopath. We're going to talk about all that here on the show today. But first off, Tom, are you ready for this fight?
Yeah. Hell yeah, I'm ready.
Give us all the deets. Who, what, when, where, why?
Well, Bryan, you've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks, I'm fighting on the undercard of Tito Ortiz versus Chuck Liddell at the LA Forum November 24th, and I am here to correct you, as I am the co-main event.
That's true.
Of the evening.
That's true.
It has been listed. Tom Lawlor taking on Deron Winn. And let me go down a different path here. I travel around the country to professional wrestling shows. I travel to mixed martial arts contests. And one prevalent thing that gets asked all the time is, when are you fighting again? When are you fighting? I can't wait to see you fight again. Can't wait to see you get out there, not in the squared circle. I want to see you in the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a wrestling fan and you want to support professional wrestling, this is your opportunity, because I am defending the honor of professional wrestling against Olympic-style wrestling.
Oh, man.
Deron Winn is arguably one of the best. He's not arguable. He is one of the best amateur wrestlers in the country, close to making the Olympic team. And it is my duty, it is my honor and my privilege to go out there and show him exactly where his style of wrestling came from. And that is in the roots of catch and professional wrestling. So, if you have ever wanted to help me out, if you've ever wanted to support me, this is your chance. So check out Tito Ortiz versus Chuck Liddell 3 with Filthy Tom Lawlor as the co-main event. If one of those guys gets hurt, believe me, I am more than ready to step up and take that fight. I don't believe in luck at all, Bryan. I believe in preparation, discipline, hard work. But God damn it, I'm due for some good luck.
It's true. That's true. What's it like training for this fight, knowing that you have to fight 2 days after Thanksgiving? How does that affect your Thanksgiving?
Well, I'm underweight right now, so it doesn't really affect me whatsoever. If we can kind of switch gears for a second, last week I was gone because I was traveling for MLW in a street fight in which I took on Sami Callihan. And I can tell you that after such a grueling, hard-fought battle, my body was broken down, battered, beaten. But I came out on the other end, and I got sick. I had an illness, perhaps a staph infection, some would say. But I have healed already. Us fighters heal faster than normal men, and I am ready to get in that cage.
Can't believe it.
I think it's in a cage. It might even be in a ring. I don't know.
You don't even know?
No,
Tom, are you taking this fight too lightly?
No, they had a open workout yesterday I wasn't aware of. I saw it on Mark Ramondi's Instagram, and I said, "Oh, that's nice. How come I wasn't fucking invited?" He goes, "Oh, you'll be at the press conference next week, right?" And I said, "Huh, I didn't even know there was one." So,
well,
I guess it's upon me to promote this fight for myself.
Yeah,
so.
What the hell do you need a press conference for? You got this platform here, Figure 4 Daily.
That's right. I thought it was Filthy 4 Daily.
It is Filthy 4 Daily, yeah. Let the world know about this fight coming up.
I just did.
Just over a week away, everybody. Tom returns to the ring after over 2 full years.
2.5 years. I've been training the whole time. Don't get it twisted. I think I took 1 month off when
That's
I broke
right.
my arm in fucking half.
Yep.
I was back on the mat less than a month later, back in the ring wrestling. Been training ever since. This is a lifelong thing for me. I don't go in and out of training camp. I train for life.
That's right.
So this
Fought
is the
through
first step on a long way back to the top.
Fought through a snapped arm, fought through a staph infection,
Separated shoulder.
separated
AC
shoulder.
joint.
Holy smokes, dude. What a beating you've taken. Are you going to
Yeah.
deliver a
I've
better
made it through
beating? Are you going to deliver a better beating on Saturday to this young man than I did to Marco Stunt 2 weeks ago?
I'm going to Nia Jax this guy.
I was so disappointed you weren't there, Tom. You know what? I had people saying that I was nervous when I found out you weren't going to be there, like I was afraid of young Marco. Well, how did that turn out, everybody? I beat his ass. I challenged him to WrestleMania weekend. It's you and me against him and a partner. I couldn't care less who he chooses. Do you have any thoughts on potential opponents for young Marco?
I could care who we're going to face. I don't want to face some stiff.
I don't want to face him stiff either.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, you've been around Marco. Would you want to team with the guy? He's a little annoying, you know?
A little twerp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be able to find anybody. He needs to find somebody that doesn't understand human nature, perhaps, because he's a little tool bag.
It's going to be a rough
Tool
day.
purse.
Yep. April 5th, New Jersey, everybody. If you want tickets, Black Label Pro. Check it out. Tom and I teaming up once again. And this is our chance, Tom. You and I are going to win together for once.
Yes. Yes, we will.
All right, let's talk about this SmackDown show.
Smackdown Live from 11/13/2018 in St. Louis, Missouri. The only reason why I know the date, Bryan, today, it's my daughter's second birthday.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Happy birthday
Well, why would
to
I
her.
make that up?
Well, I just wanted to
Gonna
make
question me?
conversation.
Yes, it is Gabrielle's second birthday. So
Lovely.
yeah, it is. Love of my life. So we open with a replay of the invasion of Raw by the SmackDown Women's Division. And Tom Phillips lets us know that Becky Lynch will not be able to compete due to a broken face at the hands of Nia Jax on Raw. Quite a diagnosis. So then AJ Styles' music hits and we welcome him to the ring. He says he has defeated everyone who has crossed his path, except for a man he lost to at last year's Survivor Series, Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman then appears at ringside and takes the mic. He does his best to promote Raw and Brock as the heel here and says that Brock is looking forward to facing the second greatest in-ring performer in WWE history, AJ Styles in this case, as he is second only to Daniel Bryan. AJ reminds us that he tapped out Daniel Bryan weeks ago, and for 371 days, he has gotten better at tapping people out. And this Sunday, he can tap Brock or he can pin him. Question if he could really tap him. Daniel's music hits and he comes down and says that he respects AJ Styles, but he's also looking for a reason to punch him in the face. And if AJ mentions him again, he will do so. He will punch AJ in the face. AJ says, look, he stops Daniel from leaving the ring. Says, Paul Heyman's the one that brought your name up in the first place. And what if someone asked me who the best talent I've been in the ring with is? Does that mean I can't say Daniel Bryan? Well, Daniel Bryan takes this opportunity to punch AJ in the grill, leads to a brawl that's broken up by, of course, the best in the world, Shane McMahon, and a number of officials. And Daniel here continues, as you mentioned earlier, to be an absolute psychopath on SmackDown.
Is he not?
The guy gave him a compliment, and he punched him in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy's out of his mind.
Hey, you saw it coming a long time ago.
I saw this back when he got in the ring, cocking his fist at Monroe Sky and Maurice. Everybody doubted me. And you know what? Week after week, this guy's done things. You weren't here last week for SmackDown, but he had some bizarre behavior last week. It's been bizarre behavior for months now. Finally, it all makes sense. The guy's out of his mind. I feel better. What did you make of this, by the way?
I don't know how to explain it. Like, I'd like to think this isn't the storyline, but in my mind, the storyline is that Daniel Bryan got so screwed up with the concussions that he's out of his mind.
No, I don't think. I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about the Heyman thing.
Oh, what do you mean?
What do you make of this promo and what happened here?
I don't even know how to answer that question.
Well, somebody on Observer Live suggested that the whole reason that Heyman came out here in the first place was because he, or Brock, was afraid to have AJ face Brock at Survivor Series. And so he manipulated AJ into putting the title on the line against Bryan. Bryan ended up beating AJ, and now they don't have to worry about AJ again. Because on Monday, they flat out said AJ gave Brock his toughest fight. And Brock is looking to get his revenge or whatever. But, like, why else would Paul Heyman randomly come out and cut a promo talking about how AJ is second best to Daniel Bryan? Like, clearly in storyline, this had to be by design for Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman doesn't do weird stuff like this. So, I wonder if that's like the story, that Brock is trying to avoid AJ, and maybe that's their WrestleMania match. AJ and Brock for the title.
Perhaps. I mean, I would not argue with that. I'd be completely okay with that match. I don't know how you get AJ onto the other side. I guess it really doesn't.
But he wins the Rumble.
Take much. Yeah, he wins the Rumble. He challenges Brock.
I mean, if Ronda and Becky is going to be the WrestleMania match, then Becky needs to win the Rumble and challenge her. They're on different brands. So you could very easily do that.
Well, it sounds like you got it all figured out, so I don't know why you.
Well, I don't have it all figured out. I'm just asking what you think of this idea, Tom. I'm bouncing ideas off you.
It's valid.
Not to mention, Dave the other day said that as of a few days ago, they weren't doing Brock and Braun at Mania. So I guess we'll see what this all means.
Plans change.
They sure do.
So backstage, Shane and Daniel Bryan are arguing with Paige in the background. When AJ enters the scene, this results in a melee that culminates in Shane booting them both from the area and making a match between AJ and Daniel for the WWE title tonight. We then had Andrade Cien Almas with Zelina Vega take on Jeff Hardy. For some reason, Almas enters with his La Sombra mask on during the entrance. And Jeff also enters wearing a mask, this one of paint, which he does not remove. Almas attacks immediately, perhaps upset that he didn't get the memo of not wearing white after Labor Day. Almas hits the Tranquilo pose in the ropes with Zelina, and Jeff kicks him to the floor as we go to commercial. Come back, and Jeff is in control with a double leg and a leg drop to the sternum, followed by a basement drop kick for 2. Almas crotches Hardy on the top rope into the Tree of Woe and hits the only good top rope double stomp I think I've ever seen in my life, because he grabbed Jeff by the hair, pulled him up, and then jumped off and hit the double stomp. He hits the double knees in the corner, and moments later the spinning back elbow as a counter to Jeff's offense to maintain control. Jeff then just kind of lands a twist of fate, scales to the top, and Bryan, when I say he had to, I mean he absolutely positively had to unzip his top halfway down before he landed the Swanton Bomb to get the win.
You know, I've been forgiving of the booking of Andrade Cien Almas for a long time now. Because I see that they're trying to give him long matches and they're competitive matches, and the idea is that he gets over and losing. But now, what the fuck are they doing with Andrade Cien Almas? Yeah. Jesus,
this
God
is the
Almighty!
Match for him to win.
He's fucking good. Like, I know that Jeff Hardy's on a Survivor Series team. I don't want to hear the excuse, well, Jeff's on the team and Andrade is not, so Jeff's got to win. He didn't have to do the match then. Why do we keep beating Andrade Cien Almas?
You could have put Andrade in the match.
You damn right.
Does it really matter if it's Jeff Hardy or Andrade Cien Almas?
Well, in their minds it does. Jeff's a big star, but I mean, this is dumb. Quit beating this guy. Bryan's the champion. These guys could have great championship matches. Just beat him and beat him and beat him and beat him and beat him. Like, he came up and they were doing nothing, or he was doing nothing in NXT. They put Zelina with him. All of a sudden, he's great. Wins a title. They bring him up to the main roster. Zelina's with him. Let's go. Nope. Beat him. Beat him. Beat him. Beat him. Sick of it. Push this guy.
Miz and Paige backstage, and for some unbeknownst reason, just due to his upcoming title shot, I mean, we know why now, but Daniel Bryan has been removed from the SmackDown team at Survivor Series.
That doesn't make any sense, by the way.
No, wouldn't you want to have him or AJ on the team?
Well, I mean, the point of it is,
AJ.
I mean, the point of it is, like, he's getting a championship match. You don't remove him until he wins. If he wins, then you deal with it. When they removed him, it was like, well, he's winning. And he did.
So Miz here is the sole captain, and he adds Jeff Hardy to the team. And he wants Ray gone, as he says he was Daniel Bryan's pick, and he wants to remove the stench of Daniel Bryan from the team. Total babyface here, Miz. Paige says, look, if you can defeat Rey Mysterio next, then Ray can be taken off the team.
Yeah.
Dasha.
Why didn't they just announce that the loser of AJ and Bryan was on the team? Now it's like AJ Styles isn't even on SmackDown, or he's not even on Survivor Series.
Well, he's probably going to cost Daniel Bryan the match.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a good wrestler. Put him on the card.
Maybe he's going to be in charge of the SmackDown women's team now. I don't know. Aren't they missing somebody? Dasha seems to be recovering from injury quite nicely, and she introduces Shinsuke Nakamura, who's on his phone and has headphones in. He says last night, Seth said he wasn't thinking about Shinsuke, and it broke his heart because he eats and he drinks Seth Rollins. Should probably get a dietitian. Seth broke his heart, so at Survivor Series, he will break Seth's face, which apparently it's going around. So we then had Miz take on Rey Mysterio. Miz enters with a copy of his new movie, Marine 6 Close Quarters.
The one with him and Shawn Michaels.
I can guarantee you it's not as entertaining as John Cena's Sky Vodka commercial.
I heard that was amazing.
It's awesome.
I haven't seen it yet, but people were.
He is also, The Miz is also introduced as residing in Hollywood, California, which we know is not the truth.
That's right.
Miz out wrestles Mysterio at the beginning, and as Ray goes to the baseball slide splash to the outside, Miz gets his knees up. We go to commercial, and as we come back, Miz almost lands the skull-crushing finale, but instead gets sent into the ropes. Ray hits the 619, goes up top, and they got me, Bryan. They got me again, these guys. Miz counters by getting his knees up on a splash, rolls him up. 1, 2. Ray kicks out, and as I turn my head in bewilderment, Ray locked him up in a crucifix and pinned him.
Yeah.
So Randy Orton then enters the ring, tries to attack Ray. Ray takes off. Instead, he bumps into The Miz, who he RKOs as Ray escapes up the ramp.
Fun little match. I love watching Ray wrestle. Thought it was pretty darn good.
I thought overall that this SmackDown was very good, actually. As far as a hour and a half show, whatever it is. So Paige in ring lives out Ed and San Antonio's dream as she gets to summon each member of the SmackDown Women's Division to the squared circle. Becky comes out to personally handpick who will face Ronda.
Here are the women, by the way.
Series.
This is the entire SmackDown Women's roster. Charlotte, Lana, Carmella, the Iconics, Sonya, Mandy, Asuka, and Naomi. Sonya and Mandy just hanging out next to each other. Like, no heat based on what happened last week. It's just weird. And then, yes, out comes Becky. Her eye blackened.
She takes the mic, cuts a promo, says that Ronda isn't the baddest bitch on the planet. She's the luckiest. And she goes through and kind of walks by each girl, deciding who she's going to pick. And I was hoping personally for Asuka.
So was everybody else. They popped like crazy when she got to Asuka. Asuka's begging her for the match.
You know, they can hold off on that. Build Asuka back up, I hope. So, much to my surprise, she picks the obvious choice, Charlotte, and then hugs her, tells her to tap out Ronda, and leaves. This was weird.
Dude, you're being nice by saying it's weird. This was fucking dumb. Are you fucking kidding me? Everything since August. It's been 3 months that these two women have been feuding. Becky has cut every defamatory promo you could possibly cut on Charlotte. She will never be her friend again. She will never stop till she destroys her. And now, because Nia punched her in the face, they're fucking best friends again? Are you kidding me?
Know. There's got to be more to it, right? Like maybe Ronda just
really
breaks
you're going to give him this
Charlotte's
much.
arm
You're going to give him this much credit. This is idiotic. Chugged her. I
saw
wasted
it.
3 months of my life on this feud.
Oh yeah,
This blood feud.
you wasted 3 whole months of your life on
This
this.
blood feud that they had. They would never get over it. Friends who have lost their way, call each other every name in the book.
It's like
Now
the
she
puppy.
fucking chooses her and hugs her.
It reminds me of a story by Miss Lippy, the puppy who lost its way.
Yeah.
And it's like when it gets down to it, when that dog's gone, you don't just stop and sit there. You go out there and you find that fucking dog.
I'll give you a better, more dated one that Dave would appreciate. Dallas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I never watched the show, but I when I was a kid, I would go to Granny's and she would watch it every single. I think it was on Friday night or something like that. But they did a whole season. And then the cliffhanger of the season was Bobby Ewing, who I guess had been killed or something.
Oh, there's JR.
No, it was Bobby
Ewing.
came out of the shower.
No, no.
JR was shot.
You're talking about Brandon Dassey.
But the point of this is they undid an entire season worth of storylines by pretending the entire season was a dream. It fucking killed the show. So I know people nowadays think this shit doesn't matter, but when you do a 3-month-long storyline with Becky and Charlotte, and then all of a sudden one day you just kill it off and act like it never happened or it didn't mean anything, this is not a positive. It's the kind of thing that gets people, it takes out everyone's emotional investment in everything. I was so mad when I saw this hug. It was stupid.
I thought for sure you were going to talk about roller derby.
No, actually it was before my time.
And the LA T-Birds. You know more about Dallas than that?
Yeah, hell yeah. I didn't
I
grow
used
up
to watch
in the Bay
roller.
Area.
I used to watch roller games back in the day.
I never watched the roller games or Dallas, but Granny watched Dallas, so yeah. That was disgusting.
You know what I watched a lot of? Andy Griffith's show. MASH.
Cool.
That's what was on at my grandparents' house. Dasha intercepts Charlotte walking around backstage, and Charlotte says she spent half her career fighting Becky, which I'm not going to check Pro Fight DB, but I doubt half her matches were against Becky. Last night she fought with her, and Sunday she will fight for her and prove Smackdown is the superior brand. Let me give these people a little word of advice here. Don't do it for SmackDown. Do it for your fucking self. SmackDown doesn't give a shit about you. I know from experience how this stuff works. The corporation, up there, the big wigs, they don't give a damn. They just want to pad their pockets, right, Bryan?
Yeah, Patrick Ewing. Or Patrick Duffy.
What?
Yeah. He played...
Patrick Ewing was a basketball
I know,
player.
Patrick Duffy, who played Bobby Ewing, was the one who came out of the shower, not JR. JR got shot. Two totally different things. JR was his father. They totally killed off an entire season when he got out of that shower.
Dude, I could not... There's no way on this planet that I could express to you how little I care about that.
I wasn't talking to you like you should care.
I could not put it into
I'm
words.
telling you. I'm just telling you this is dumb.
This is not a conversation. This is like you're
It's two people having
bossing
separate
me around.
conversations.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Yes.
So the Bar and the Big Show took on the New Day. So I guess...
Okay, I got to ask
Based
you a
on-
question about this match, okay?
Well, hold on. Big Show's not part of the Bar?
No.
Because they announced them separately?
Yes.
Okay.
He's friends with them. Okay, I watched this match. I was only half paying attention because I was probably still fuming about this Becky Charlotte thing. Did they work over Big Show's leg?
Most of it was during the commercial. They came back.
But do you
and,
remember them working over his leg?
No, Big Show was on the offensive. We went to commercial, we came back, and then I was offended. But Big Show, I don't remember them working over his leg. No,
all right,
Xavier was
he's
getting the heat
fucked
put
then.
on him.
So if you go back and watch this match, and I rewound it multiple times, he gives the choke slam at the end of the match. Or no, he did the Superman punch.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
He just punched him in the
punch,
face.
whatever. Point of this is, Kofi comes off the top, he punches this guy, he drops down to the canvas to cover the guy, okay? Go back and watch the Big Show try to get to his feet after this.
He's 500 pounds.
Dude, he could barely get to his feet. Like, worse than Andre the Giant at the end, it looked like to me.
Oh, come on.
He could barely get to his feet. Like, I don't know if he blew out his knee in this match or if, like, his knees are just beyond shot, but he cannot stand up anymore. It was sad. Go back and watch it.
Out of all the things I have to do in my day,
yeah, this is very important.
I don't think that's it.
Big Show's a legend.
I got to watch that A-Kid and Zack Sabre Jr. match. There's, Kento Miyahara and Yoshitatsu versus the Violence Giants. I mean, there's so much stuff you're going to see. I'm not going back to watch this. But anyways, I was hoping for Sheamus and Big Show versus the Authors of Pain on Sunday, but that's not happening, I guess, because he's not part of the bar. And yeah, all right. Let's move on. So you mentioned earlier, Bryan, that the entire SmackDown women's roster was in the ring.
Yes, I did.
We go backstage here, and we have besides the New Day and the bar, the entire SmackDown tag division, which consists of the Colognes, the Club, and Sanity. They're all hanging out backstage while I think someone was smoking the Chiba off to the side because it's misty as hell in there. The Usos enter, and invite them all to be a part of the Tag Team Survivor Series match as they looked at the camera and talked to us. Big improvement.
It's just weird.
Well, it was...
They gave them all shirts.
It was a nothing segment, but at least they weren't like,
yes,
not looking at the camera. So we have Daniel Bryan take on AJ Styles here in the main event.
What did you think of this match?
It was good.
I thought the first one they had was better.
They played off of the first one. Yeah, I don't know. There was it was a 20-minute match. Part of the problem is if you watch the first match, a lot of the stuff to set up the later spots took place during the commercial break. And I'm wondering if that was the same instance here. Because in their original match a few weeks ago, I think it was Daniel Bryan did a dive to the outside and came up lame on his leg. And then later on, he started working over AJ's arm. Here, I have no clue what happened during the break because they didn't have the little inset off to the side.
And there were 2 breaks in one match.
Yeah.
Took away a lot of it.
So Daniel comes out and I swear, but this is hardly the first time, that there are no chants along with the yes chants. So the match starts hot with both men attacking, but AJ able to launch Daniel to the floor before landing a vaulting forearm smash to Bryan. Daniel with some kicks in the corner before AJ catches one and attacks the leg with a deadly 12-6 elbow. The reverse Yair Rodriguez.
That's right.
Which, by the way, holy shit.
What a finish.
Oh my God. You could not, I mean, I've been watching the UFC since UFC 2, like following it since then. That's the most insane thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, probably.
And it was also, I mean, I know that's Korean Zombie's MO, but I mean, I think he killed that 10-second flurry at the end for everybody now. I'd be very surprised if you're winning a fight and you decide to just throw down in those last 10 seconds, like Ricardo Lamas and who's that guy? Who's the Hawaiian guy? Holloway,
Holloway,
they did it. Yeah. So I doubt you'll see that spot many more times now. So Daniel pushes AJ off the ropes during a springboard attempt and throws him shoulder first into the posts. He continues attacking the arm with kicks and double wrist locks. And you could clearly see Daniel working as the heel here. A striking battle ensues, and then they both crash into each other with reckless abandon on crossbody attempts. Go to commercial, and as we come back, Daniel lands a big top rope Frankensteiner, but is hit with a Pele kick on the other side of the ropes before countering with some yes kicks, a sliding drop kick, and the big belly-to-back suplex off the top rope for 2. AJ then lands an ill-named victory roll, as he only gets 2, followed by another Pele kick before going for a springboard 450, but Daniel Bryan is able to get his knees up, leading to a yes lock attempt, which Styles is able to halt by reaching the ropes after being in it for seconds. As Daniel rushes in for the flying knee, AJ drop kicks his knee and applies the calf crusher, which is actually a knee compression. It's not really like a calf. I guess it's a calf slicer in one way, but really the goal is to create a wedge in the back of the knee and separate the kneecap. So Daniel...
Well, have you ever yelled yes, yes, yes in an omoplata?
Omoplata is very tough to finish. So, no. Daniel gets an armbar and the yes lock, but AJ fights out, catapults Bryan into the corner before attempting the phenomenal forearm, which inadvertently lands on the ref. Daniel looks around, takes the opportunity to punt AJ right in the balls and land the bicycle knee strike to win the WWE Championship. As AJ sits up, he then kicks him in the head, stomps him into Bolivia, and then drops to his knees and embraces the title as we go off the air.
Yeah, he's added curb stomps to his repertoire. I don't know if this is a good idea.
Not a curb stomp, by the way.
Well, he was inverted, but it was basically a curb stomp. Yeah.
No, the whole point of the curb stomp is that do you know what the reference is? It's from American History X.
Sure.
Right? Where you tell the guy to bite the curb and you stomp at the back of his head.
Yes.
This was just, he was holding him and kicking him in the face.
I realize that, but it was a curb stomp just inverted. He was facing up instead of facing down. He's still curb stomping him.
Okay.
Yes. It's an inverted curb stomp. What this is this really...
Daniel Bryan won with a knee punch.
Is this really like the best move to be adding to the repertoire in a promotion that has just had one fucking concussion after another?
Yeah.
You know how many people have concussions lately?
It's not a dangerous move. You kick the guy.
Either it's punching someone in the face, and Becky Lynch is off the show because of it.
It is a dangerous move to punch someone in the face because you're not supposed to fucking punch them in the face.
Well, you're not supposed to really stomp somebody either, but someone's going to get concussed on this move. I'm just sick of everyone getting hurt, Tom. I'm done with this.
You want to know what the biggest complaint I get?
What's that?
About my wrestling?
What's that?
That I don't lay it in enough.
Tom, stop working with these people.
No,
this is moronic.
It's not just the people I work. It's other people too.
Dude.
So
do not listen to these people, Tom.
For everybody that's out there, defending Nia Jax, honestly, if you look at things, I should be like one of the most unsafe guys out there. Realistically, right?
Well, no, it just depends on how you work. Just because you're an MMA fighter doesn't mean you're going to stiff people. Can you work or not?
No.
It doesn't matter your background. I mean, dude, how many people have said Ishii is like one of the lightest, easiest guys to work with? Obviously outside of chops and shit like that, but many, many people have said he'll never touch you. But you watch Ishii work, and does anybody watch and go, this fucking guy should lay it in more? This guy's stuff doesn't look good. No, people watch Ishii and they believe that he's beating the shit out of people, but he's actually not touching them. That's what everybody in this business should strive to do. If you can only make it look good if you hit somebody, then you suck, and you don't need to be going around telling other people that they need to lay it in. You need to learn how to work.
Do you remember we had a discussion a few months ago? And I can't remember exactly what the gist of it was. But my point was that I would rather work against somebody that knows both how to throw a worked punch and someone who has trained to throw a real punch, because the person themselves can, differentiate between the two and know when one is good or bad. And you kind of had a differing opinion. Well, I mean, like, at what point do you think just turning around and throwing an errant strike like to someone's face is going to turn out well?
I mean, obviously it didn't turn out well. What was she thinking?
I don't know.
I mean, seriously, what in the fuck was she thinking? She turned around, she looked right at her, she pulled her arm back, and she punched her right in the fucking face. Like, God bless her. I'm sure she's a nice woman, but she fucking sucks if she does that. You're fucking terrible. What in the fuck are you doing? Seriously. You hauled off and punched her right in the face, full force, looking straight at her? What were you doing? You're horrible at your job if you do that. And again, doesn't have to be fired, but like, go learn how to throw a fucking fake punch. Go learn how to throw somebody where they land flat on their back and not on their head or their neck or get folded over. Go figure out how to throw somebody over the top rope so the other person can actually fucking catch them instead of throwing them so their knee fucking hits the other person in the head. Figure out how to do this shit and then come back.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who are like defending Nia, but if this was an isolated incident, it'd be one thing. That's
not. Exactly the point. It's not an isolated incident. And people are ranting about Seth Rollins. Okay? Yes, Seth Rollins effectively ended Sting's career with a buckle bomb. Okay? Did y'all see that buckle bomb?
Yeah.
He threw him, and Sting took the bump exactly as you're supposed to take the bump. But Sting's been doing this since the mid-'80s, and his neck, I'm sure, was a fucking mess. And so, you know what? He ends up hurt. Yeah. That's not Seth Rollins' fault.
I have a friend, Bryan, who got spinal stenosis in a fight from shooting a double leg.
I was sure that shit can happen. Hey, who gave what's his name? Honma. Who gave him that draping DDT?
Fucking Takashi.
Pretty sure it was Jado, okay? Does Jado suck? Should he be banished from the business? No. He executed the move exactly as it's supposed to be executed.
I would have banished him for wearing that garbage outfit him and Gato used to wear back in like the 90s, but
the point of this, Honma had a fucked up neck, and it was one bad normal bump that ruined him.
Because
it wasn't Honma's fault.
Honma's been wrestling forever. He was in All Japan forever. Before that, he was in Big Japan doing a shitload of death matches.
Yes.
Like, the wear and tear on this guy's body is unbelievable. And some people are going to be like that. Becky Lynch, her face doesn't have a bunch of wear and tear. Maybe it does now.
Anyway. Everyone needs to stop hitting each other hard. Like,
oh, yeah.
It's just stupid. I will never...
Weren't you out there with a brown chest a few weeks ago?
Dude, it's a chop. Chops. That's totally different.
You can get a concussion from body trauma, right?
Get out of here.
Get shook so hard.
I'm not getting shook so hard by Marco Stunt chopping my chest and vice versa.
He better get right back.
Oh, fuck off. You kidding me? I wouldn't work. The reason I chose the Rock and Roll Express and Peach Machine and Mikey G and Marco Stunt. I'm only getting there with people I trust that aren't going to go in there with this bullshit attitude of lay it in, because we fucking can't make it look good unless we lay it in. I'm sweating like crazy right now. All right, what's next? Too. The Choppin Block? All right, I chop indie wrestling.
Oh, really?
No.
I was going to chop AJ.
Really?
Well, I made sure he lost the title.
Let me look at our Choppin Block thing right here.
Oh, there's definitely an email from Bryan Resnick.
Oh, there is. Says, unfortunately, you wrote 3,000 words here. So, unfortunately...
It's the Choppin Block Observer.
Yeah, I'm chopping the first 4 paragraphs that Bryan Resnick wrote. I appreciate all the work he does, but there's 4 paragraphs here.
I still think it's a fake person, but...
No, he's real. All right, so here's what we have for the last 8 he claims. I say he claims because apparently him and Fontaine have different lists and they're feuding. So...
I think that's why I think it's a split personality of Fontaine's. I think he's arguing with himself.
Maybe, but I think this is real. And the reason we go with the Resnick is because he emails me right before the show, so it's right here in my inbox, easy to find. So he says, there are 8 survivors, 7 Wednesdays left, including today. So we could cut 2 today. We have AJ, Cesaro, Jeff Hardy, The Miz, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Sheamus. Now, of course, no matter who we cut here, somebody's going to be pissed off about it. And they're going to say, well, this doesn't make sense, or it was unfair. When we get down to 7 people with 8 weeks left and everybody has to be chopped, pretty soon you're going to be chopped just because there's 2 guys left. So, if we want to cut 2 people here today, we can. Your vote, AJ Styles?
Yeah, he could have just kept his mouth shut, not said anything, but he had to put Daniel Bryan over. He just had to. He had to push his buttons, and look what it resulted in.
It did. He lost his title. He's off the Survivor Series. He's out of his dream match with Brock Lesnar. He's not even getting a payday Sunday. I agree. Go for it.
Damn, I never thought. I thought he was going to be one of the last remaining guys. I thought he may even be the winner. But AJ Styles, much like Marco Stunt and Bryan's bird chest, you've been chopped.
That's right. Chopped. Now, by the way, if you want to, we can chop one other person.
Yeah, go for it. Who do you want? There's nobody else that did anything bad. I mean, Cesaro and Sheamus won. Samoa Joe smelled like coconut oil. The Miz lost, but I mean, his gimmick is that he's a wrestler who sucks at wrestling. Randy Orton gave him an RKO. Mysterio won his match. I don't know.
All right, we'll wait then.
Yeah.
We'll wait.
I mean, Cesaro and Sheamus, there's no way they're winning. So
I mean,
we could just chop them.
I wasn't going to say it, but I mean, we could chop Cesaro and Sheamus today.
Well, they won their match, so let's not.
I mean, what are we going to do? Like, it's going to come down to Cesaro and Sheamus, and we're going to cut Sheamus because he hurts people more? Is that how this is going to end?
As soon as Cesaro cuts a promo with that mouthpiece in, he's gone.
Well, he may not. There's only 7 weeks left, dude.
Well, when they lose to the Authors of Pain on
right.
Sunday, maybe.
That might be a choppable offense.
Yeah.
We didn't chop anybody last week either because you weren't here, but...
What is going to happen when Big Show gets his hands on Drake Maverick in that match?
So with the chopping block out of the way,
AJ Styles, you're gone.
No food.
Week. Wait a minute. We got to swerve, much like SmackDown. There is a food review.
What?
Yep.
All right.
Luckily, I got 2 bags, so we can wait for next week as well. Although I would recommend that due to the Thanksgiving season next week, do you have Popeyes up in Washington? Seattle area?
I feel like we do, but I've never eaten there.
If you do, or Arby's, they have deep fried turkey.
Arby's I'll go to.
Yeah. Popeyes has a Cajun turkey.
We do have a Popeyes, but there's nothing nearby.
Okay. I'd like to mention here, because I was listening to the Bryan and Vinny and that other guy show, and the Sid interview from Nitro, I have an explanation.
Yes.
So when Sid came out and said, I'm twice the man that you are, you're half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do, he was putting himself over for fulfilling his potential by doing more with less.
Oh.
So if he had his full brain, he would be 4 times as good as Kevin Nash.
Huh.
You get it? Once I wrote this down, I then started thinking about Sid, and it reminded me, little anecdote here, one of the various companies I wrestle for, AIW, Absolute Intense Wrestling in Cleveland, awesome show, had booked Sid. I don't know if it was last year or earlier this year.
Hey, hold on a second. My kid's freaking out. I got to go solve this problem. Stand by, everybody. All right, we're back. I've solved no problems. Go ahead, Tom. Where were we?
I think I was talking about AIW Wrestling and Sid. I was trying to defend his promo. But then I remembered that he no-showed an AIW show in Cleveland, and his excuse was that the Donald Trump travel ban hindered him from getting on his flight.
I do remember this, actually.
So EC3 came out as Sid. Sid 3 or something. And basically kind of did like a Kevin Nash impersonation of Kevin Nash doing Sid. So That was it.
All righty.
Well, let's get to that food review, Brian.
All right, let's do it.
We had decided yesterday, or today, I guess, to review Doritos. And Brian, would you like to go first?
Dude, I told you I hadn't had them.
Oh, there you go. So I purchased a few bags of Doritos produced by Frito-Lay. And I chose to review the Tapatio flavor, mostly due to your heritage, Brian. It would be good. So upon my first bite, the familiar taste of stale corn mixed with cheddar maltodextrin gave way to a call-up as salsa picante overpowered the traditional cheese flavor. Doritos Tapatio poured it on early, using its vaunted mixed martial artificial ring style to catch me off guard. Supplemented by Red 40 Lake, Yellow 6 Lake, and Blue 2 Lake, the Doritos captured the appearance of its stablemate, but packed a wallop more unforgiving than a Nia Jax punch. Tapatio continued to bring the heat, however faltered as time elapsed, as and this is an actual listed ingredient, the natural flavor of the chips began to show, and each subsequent bite was less potent and less satisfying. As I neared the culmination of our contest, my attention was diverted by the clever outside Spanish packaging, eye-catching, tastefully reminiscent of Zelina Vega. However, it was all for naught, Brian, as my focus and discipline were able to shine through until I finished the bag with a strong bite, proving once again that, Brian, the Chomp and Roll Express can handle anything. Even a midnight dong, if need be.
Except I couldn't handle Doritos because I forgot to get them. Hey, I got a stat for you as we go off the air here today. PWI magazine came out today. There is a women's 100. Guess where Nia Jax is? It's worldwide.
6.
8. Number 8.
Ronda Rousey, number 1.
I don't know. They just sent me the number 8.
No, Ronda Rousey's number 1.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
All right, let's get some plugs in here, Tom.
Okay. I'm fighting next week, November 24th. Golden Boy MMA, the co-main event of the evening as I take on Duran Win. Check it out on Fight TV, traditional pay-per-view outlets, whatever, wherever you can find it. Be there to watch me win. Then the following week, I'll be appearing for Limitless Pro Wrestling in Maine on the 30th of November. The following week, I will be appearing for Prestige Wrestling in Herpestown, Oregon on the 8th. And then I will be appearing in Miami, Florida on the 13th and 14th for MLW. No matches announced yet, but I have a feeling you're going to get something good.
Sweet.
That's it.
All right. At Filthy Tom Lawlor on Twitter, everybody, is
Instagram.
And Instagram, that's right. So check it out. And I'm at Bryan Alvarez. We've got a lot of stuff coming up later on today. Check out Observer Live. Check out Observer Radio. There was another Observer Radio last night. If you want to check that one out as well, Garrett and Dave. So that's it. We will talk to you again after a while.
Next week.